Hey everyone, it's Sam here and I am back with a 3D project. It has been some time. I have moved house. For anybody that doesn't know, I moved house a few weeks ago, but I purchased the property back in the summer and I've been renovating it and trying to do that on top of what was already quite a big workload. Yeah, it's been challenging and I have just tried not to stretch myself. So I have been quite quiet on YouTube. If you want to check out my renovation journey, head over to Instagram, look up Lovely Rose Cottage. I'll have it linked below and you can follow my journey over there. So today we're going to make this, I think is absolutely stunning. So it's a little shaker gift bag. I've not made a shaker gift bag for a while. I did quite a slimline one with flowers. It was using the Craft Consortium, the Herbarian, if I remember rightly. I'll link it up here. But I also have some shaker gift boxes as well. You don't have to do the shaker part, it's completely optional. The bag shape on its own is actually really nice. So the way this one opens, you just got your hook and loop fastening at the top, and then you can see inside you've got all the stuff. I did do a score line wrong there, but because it was in the middle, I thought I could get away with that. And inside here, I've got these really fluffy socks. I'm actually giving this to my nail technician, and I'm having my nails done tomorrow. So, yeah, I just thought I needed to get some things made. And the other one that I'm going to do today is the same. It's just going to be different cardstock, and that is for somebody else. But I've used my Easy Edges little frame edge die there with the houses, and then we've got some of the faux snow in between the snowfall acetate. But I'm not sure if I'm going to do that this time because it doesn't really move. Because it's curved, it doesn't actually shake. But it still looks adorable. And then I've got this lovely Merry Christmas ribbon which I picked up from a charity shop, and I just think the whole thing's come together really well. Oh, and this was made, I've had these now a couple of years. I used a lot of them last year and they were made for me the year before that, and yeah, I've been really enjoying using them. So I've got this one and then the last one I'm using on the next bag. So let's get started. So these are the other lovely chunky socks, and these are going to be lovely into January and February. These are from Peacocks, and it was two for £12 or something, I think. So I thought it was quite a bargain. Anyway, so they're the socks. I've got all my hook and loop here. I didn't need all of them, but I just popped them on top. So these are the Easy Edges. I launched them for Halloween, but as I said, they're lovely all year round. If you just die cut a load of these in white, you can do a nice little diorama, Christmas scene, things like that. So that's what I've used there. For the little Merry Christmas topper, I've got a box that has Christmas crafts on it, and inside is literally just all things like this. I throw it all in there. I've got one for Easter as well, so I just go to that this time of year. So there's the ribbon. Again, I don't know where it's from. Like I said, it was from a charity shop. And then all the pieces that you're going to need. So I've already gone ahead and prepared everything, and I will talk you through that in a moment. I'm going to use these circle dies for my aperture, but again, completely optional. And then the papers I'm using are, I think last year's, maybe, I think Christmas in July last year, but they're stunning. So it's the Simply Made Crafts by Helen Griffin, and it's the Holly Jolly Christmas paper pack. It might be available as a download in A4 size, possibly. So if I find it, I'll link it in the description box below. Okay, so to make this one, you're going to want 2 pieces of 12 by 12. So just the papers from that pack. And I've already prepared this one here. You're going to want to score, if it's directional, make sure it's the right way up, but you want to score at 8 and 11.5, and then rotate it so that 1/2 inch tab is at the bottom, and then you're going to score at 3.5. That's going to be your base score line. So pop it back again this way. I know it's very busy, but once I've cut it, as long as you've got yours looking the same, then you know it's right. So just fold and burnish the score lines. So I've got my 1/2 inch tab on the right hand side and that 3.5 piece on the bottom. You should have like a little square there as well. Grab your scissors and you're going to cut up that score line just to the first score line, and then you'll cut up this little thin one here, and you want to remove that one completely. And then I just cut a little wedge off of each end like so. So you can see if I bring that under and fold that down, we've got one side of our gift bag. Okay, then if you want to do the little closure the way I have, then this is a piece of 2 by, it's just the whole width of A4, so 8.25. You can bring it down to 8 if you want, but I actually kind of like that it just overhangs slightly on each side. But if you want to cut it to 8, then you can do. And just score along the 2 inch side, you're just scoring at 1. Ooh, oh, I knew I was going to do that. I'd already scored it as well. I always like to just pretend. Anyway, that piece can go on. That piece can go on the back. This mirror card is, I think possibly Crafter's Companion. Okay, so take your 2 pieces here that you would have cut the same, and I'm going to use my construction glue. So this is just the Collall construction glue, and I'm just going to run that all down one of the tabs, like so, and then lay that one down. And then if you just flip this over, the whole piece, and then add your glue onto this piece here. So yeah, going into the new year, I'm going to hopefully be back on track again, and yeah, sharing all the wonderful things that I share, do all my series, and yeah, I can start making more 3D projects. I kind of slowed down on them all because I just didn't have the room, and I didn't want them building up knowing I was going to be moving. Things like that just don't travel well. I've lost a few things, paper crafts have got squashed, and you know, when you've got other people moving your stuff, they don't always know what's in things, and there's always something that goes wrong. But yeah, it's definitely 2024 is going to be a good year for paper crafts. Okay, so now we've got this shape here, so then fold it over, decide what you want to be the front and back. I'm going to fold this one down, and I'm going to cover all of this in glue. So if you've got maybe some grey board, or you could pop another layer of card in here, maybe you've got something a bit heavier going in here. If you're using construction glue as well, that's just going to add lots of strength. Fold in the sides there, and then I'm going to add my glue all onto this piece here, so, and then fold that down. Okay, so with this one here, like I said, I was going to do this one a little bit different. So this one, you can see the products inside there, but because it doesn't really shake, I thought I don't really need to have it like that. So if you want to have it so that you see right through it, before you put it together, I'll talk you through what you need to do. Decide on the size of the aperture that you want to have. So let me just find. So I got this one here, which measures on that set. It's the one that is closest to 6.5. So imagine this is flat, and I just laid the die over the top, and I drew around the inside, stabbed a hole in the middle, and then cut it out. And it doesn't matter if it's rough looking, you're not going to see any of it, but cut it out. Then you want to take a piece of acetate. I've got this piece here, but I'm not using it. And you slide it behind and stick it in place. So you've got your snowfall then, okay? Then to create the frame on the top, you want to take the next size up from that size die. I think it was that one there. Stick them together so you get a perfect ring, and then run it through your die machine. You then also want to cut the largest one in some more acetate, and then you can stick that one behind. You'll see already I've added my double-sided tape. So I've added it all, well, I put the double-sided tape on the front here, so I'm just going to take this off first if I can find the edge, and then I can just lay this down, and then you would stick that over, and then you imagine you've got your acetate on the other side so you'd see the goods through. But like I said, wanted to do this one a little bit different, plus not everybody's going to want to cut into the cardstock. Then on this side, you'll see I've layered up loads of foam. I doubled it up because I've run out of my foam like strips that I can make longer pieces with. Sorry there, frustratingly, someone called me and it stopped my filming. Luckily I've caught it and I didn't get that much further in, but I have obviously stuck this now down. So I peeled off all the backing off of all those pieces, and I just stuck this down into the corner. And then I just sprinkled a few little flakes. So there's a little bit of movement in there. Can you see them moving around? If you keep it straight like this, and if you had beads or sequins in, things that are a bit heavier, it would all move around really nicely. But because these are so chunky, it ends up curving the gift bag, but I like that shape. So if I just bring this all together, you see now, we start to get it curving around. Like so, and it just then doesn't allow the bits to shake, but I think it still looks really effective. So yeah, definitely. So I'm still happy with it. Okay, then for this piece here, you just want to mark in 2 inches from each end there, and then so that'd be 1, 2, just there, and then you just want to hole punch right over the score line. And then I'm just going to run my glue along all down that side. I'm going to take these back out for a minute because it's going to be easier. And I'm just going to lay this down right up to the fold. Because mine's slightly big, I just want to make sure I've got an equal overhang. I just bring it up and close it, and you can see how nice and neat that looks. So just give that a minute to dry. In fact, whilst that is drying, I'm going to stick my other poinsettia down on here. So I like to use my glue gun with things like this. So I'm just going to have a blob of glue there. It might melt the acetate slightly, but then once it, you know, cools, it's just going to then harden again, and you're not going to see that anyway. But I think just there. And then I will add my Merry Christmas, which these are not sticky at all. I know I've said it before in past videos. I always add a bit of wet liquid glue to them, or take that foam off and put some new foam on. But the liquid glue will stick to the acetate. It's only a little piece. If it was something big and heavy, I'd probably use the foam, but that's going to be fine. I think it looks so cute. And then with the ribbon, you want to come in from one side, and then I just tied a couple of knots on top of each other right at the end. So one, and then two. If you've done a smaller hole punch, one would probably be enough. And then just cut away the excess, pull that right through. And then it's up to you how long you have your handle. Bring this end through. Make sure I've got the writing on the outside. Then, before I add the socks, I'm going to add a couple of my hook and loop. I get these off of Amazon. I think this is the 500 pack, possibly. I need to organise those better so the hooks and the loops are separate. So I'm going to have the hooks at the top here in the corner, and then just stick the loops over the top. So the sticky side's facing you, and then just make sure that they go in between. Clip it all under. There we go. There we go. And then just carefully take them apart and just make sure that they're secure. And then I can pop my socks in. I've taken the price tag off. I think these are maybe a little bit more bulkier than the red ones. So just bring back in the other one again here, so you can see both of them side by side. So this is your easy option, just sticking it directly on. But if you want to cut that circle into the cardstock, then you can create that open aperture. I think both look lovely. Really, really pleased with these. Might just move that a bit while it's still drying because it went a bit wonky. But yeah, there you go. Sorry for the lost bit of footage in the video, but hopefully it was still okay for you to follow. And yeah, I'll have all links to the products below. To be fair, there's not much. I think I can only link the edge dies and the circle dies. Like I said, I'll look out for the paper pad if it's still available. If you click on this link here, it'll take you to that actually. If you're not subscribed and you've enjoyed today, then click here and you'll be able to subscribe so you won't miss out on future videos. And I'll have my gift bag playlist here, so you can go there next and get some more inspiration. Take care, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye.